Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and champions of the realm. My name is Rain Day, and joining me today for the semifinals is Hi-Rez Pretty Hair. We're going to be walking you through the game versus Eager and Ardent Frost, the surprise victors in the round before, taking out Ronin.
Yeah, a little bit of an upset there coming out of Ardent Frost. Good for them coming on, showing up on this patch.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see them take on the boys of Eager here. Of course, on Eager, we've got Z1 Unknown on the Samus Androxus, Wi-Fi on the Victor, JAKEB on the Grok, Bitey on the Drogos, who's been really turning some tails here, turning some heads, however you want to say it, and Cammy on the Makoa.
On the right side of your spectator UI will be Ardent Frost. Rovaniik on a Drogos of his own. TheFatPlum on Androxus. CombatStarfish on Grok. Cacanuck on Victor, and ChaoticZulu rounding things out on the Makoa.
So we got the mirror match here coming out. A lot of these characters being favored now in this meta. Starting it off with a little bit of point pressure coming out. JAKEB just sitting on that point, using the shield from Makoa to take a little bit less damage, but forced to ghost walk away and get himself out of the fight.
Yeah, I'm really salty, honestly, that JAKEB's not playing Victor after I basically hyped it up all week long.
Right.
He just refused to play anything else in the previous weeks of the circuit, and now he's just sitting there on that Grok. He's going to be hooked out by ChaoticZulu. First blood, though, going over to Eager, going to be taking out Drogos there, following it up with a quick kill onto the enemy Grok. That's going to force Ardent Frost to have to retreat.
ChaoticZulu actually having to get back. The TheFatPlum still alive, though, with a little bit of health. The Androxus is going to heal back up and get himself ready to go ahead and contest. Victor Grenade going over to the point, but not hitting anyone there. And now it looks like it's Eager's point to take. 1-0 to the boys of Eager. So far, so good for them.
Yeah, really convincing stuff there. I'm really looking at Kami here on this Makoa here, a very traditional Bomb King player, really strong in the role here. Let's see how I'm interested to see how he kind of transitions into this front line, almost main tank status on the Makoa, the only really tanky one providing any defensive utility.
Right. I mean, we've seen Kami on Buck. We've seen him do pretty well on Buck. We've seen him on, like you just mentioned, Bomb King, which he transitioned to a lot better. But now the Makoa, just such a strong character in this patch, doing so well defensively, but again, with the anti-air potential he has with that hook, he's become probably one of the biggest counters to Drogos we've seen in this CB30.
For sure, yeah. It's going to put a lot of pressure on him to hook Drogos out of the air. Now, kind of a more difficult task as the model size has been so reduced about 58% on that Drogos, making him so much harder to hit. Kind of maybe why we see him come into that dominating role in the meta.
Yeah, he's like a baby. He's like a little baby dragon.
That Bitey gets plucked out of the air by ChaoticZulu, but that is just too little too late. Eager is able to convert this one there. Ardent Frost not able to quite stabilize in this first round. Going to go down with the quick 2-0.
Yeah, Ardent Frost not really ready to get their rhythm yet. They didn't really have a moment where they turned the tide of the battle at all. It seemed like they were still
foot the whole time.
Yeah, they were trying to find a rhythm. So hopefully this next capture point they can change it. They've decided to all go with a very unique and consistent burn card pick, which is Morale Boost, which is pretty important in this patch.
Yeah, so a Morale Boost is going to providing that 20% bonus to your ultimate charge. Is going to be available to you much more often in these fights. If you are able to find the damage, however, it does not, it's not going to come for free. It's going to come at the price where you need to be not on the back foot the whole time to get the value out of it.
Right. I mean, with a Drogos, though, who's been a very, kind of flavor pick and done so well with that one single shot after he thrusts up a Dragon Punch coming in, however, going to look to take out somebody, but misses everybody. Now, Rovaniik's in the air, gets taken down by the boys of Eager, who aren't on the point yet. They give up a few points and point position, but Bitey comes in, trying to find it, and again, no Dragon Punch connects.
Yeah, just running out of fuel there. Bitey not able to get it, but he is able to keep himself alive, taking out CombatStarfish there with the help of Z1 Unknown. And now we're Eager are moving forward in force there, taking up 3-0 in this fight.
Very, very strong plays, and I think I was trying to mention before all those Dragon Punches came out, the fact that Drogos can charge his ultimate with Morale Boost very, very quickly. With just one shot after he's thrusting, he's going to get 10% back on his ultimate. So you just take 10 shots after a thrust, and a salvo especially, he can charge up his ultimate in one salvo, pretty much.
Yeah, after watching Bugsy get so many frequently Dragon Punches off there. A lot of ultimates starting to fall in this fight. Ancient Range is going to come out. CombatStarfish going to drop the Tempest there. ChaoticZulu not finding a ton of value. Going to find the hook on Akami, finding one anchor, but the Dragon Punch in response from Bitey is going to be good. Victor coming out with the Barrage, though. Going to try and get some value, but it's too little too late.
It is too little too late. A day late and a dollar short, they say. Although that Victor ultimate is pretty good in terms of contesting point fights, it's very dangerous. It's got its subtle kind of disadvantages, and it's you have to be very particular when you use it.
Yeah, Victor, it's a very telegraphed. Everyone in the game can hear it go off. He gets a very big kind of Wi-Fi looking symbol above his head here while popping it off. He can't cancel it. He's immobile while he's channeling it.
Right.
A lot of things can go wrong, but a lot of things can go right. As we see, you're going to drop the barrage of their own Wi-Fi, getting good couple shots, good damage, going to pick off the enemy Makoa.
Nice pickup by CombatStarfish. Actually, Kami onto CombatStarfish. JAKEB looking to finish it up, and he does. Getting the kill down, getting that enemy Makoa out, and so now there's not a lot of front line. However, Rovaniik ups into the Dragon Punch. Ghost Walk away. Is he going to find anybody? No. Actually gets taken down, finds himself back in base.
So many Dragon Punches coming out. A lot of Accursed Arms as well coming out. Going to find 2 kills now, 2-1 in this trade in favor of Ardent Frost for the first time this game, I believe, taking a fight. Eager now on the back foot for the time being, but they have plenty of time left here. Well over a minute remaining with just about a quarter of the push remaining in front.
Yeah, they're just going to hold off, and we see this a lot, Nick, where teams don't get things going in the right way. They get a great push, but they kind of falter and somebody goes down. And then instead of just all rushing in, they wait and they group up. That is how you need to go ahead and affect these fights, by using your team advantage. However, up into the air is Rovaniik. He's going to get taken down quickly by Bitey. The return kill coming on to the Dragon. And now it looks like a Cursed Arm coming out from Z1 unknown.
Oh, finding the air shot onto the enemy Androxus. They're going to be pressing him out completely here. Just so accurate on this character, but he will fall to Cacanuck. And it looks like Eager have begun to wane here, now trading out 2 of their own.
And now this is where you start to see that this may be a nice hold. This could be the first potential point coming out from Ardent Frost. They've got a chance to defend here. They've defended twice, although JAKEB is still alive. He's the last one available to really stay and keep himself alive. He's got the cooldown from his healing totem off, and he goes down quickly. So this could be a first point for them.
Yeah, interesting enough, most of the members of his team had already returned, looking like they were ready to group up and go for another strong push, but JAKEB elects to stay kind of out overextended a little bit, finds himself picked off, and that is going to stall Eager's next push for another, 10 seconds, as JAKEB is now having to come back all the way from spawn.
Uh-oh, but they did just lose the victor. This is a 4v5 man fight now. It looks like Bitey's coming up into the air. Rovaniik matches him, goes up, misses a couple of his shots. Now Wi-Fi almost going down, stays alive. CombatStarfish in danger of falling. He's still not taken down. JAKEB finishes the job. Rovaniik goes down as well. It looks like Eager are trying to make this happen. JAKEB takes down another. There's only one left. ChaoticZulu in trouble. Makoa going back to the sea.
Yeah.
Under the sea.
Under the sea. Bitey, for me, the turning point in that last fight, Bitey was the first one to kind of go in on that Drogos. He got poked extremely low. A lot of resources and focus were dumped into him during that time, but he was able to just kind of find his way out of that fight and stay alive.
Yeah.
Just able to get out of that one. And as a result, all of the resources that Ardent Frost had dumped into trying to get that kill were now wasted. All the focus, all the members of Eager that were still alive and healthy were pushing into them as a result.
Well, let's talk about Scramble, because Victor has this card, and it's really, really important to note. Scramble 3 is going to allow him, when he's taking damage, it's going to increase his hustle movement speed bonus by 30% for 2 seconds. So he's going to be able to hustle when it matters most, when he's getting hit, allowing him to get behind those corners and retreat to safety. And so what we saw there was that card paying off, paying dividends, so that they could keep the 4 and 5 man to either 3 and eventually 2, 1 and 0 man advantage that Eager had and was able to push the point with.
Really nice long-range fire spit from Bitey, showing he knows these distances. He's adjusted to the new speed of the rocket. A dual Accursed Arms, though, coming out mid-air.
Very nice play. Looking like it's going the way of Ardent Frost, however, in this first setup here. Yeah. Wi-Fi goes down quickly. So does Rovaniik. TheFatPlum, though, still alive. Bitey goes into the Dragon Punch. Wow, what maneuverability we're seeing on this guy. All of a sudden, this guy's a yoga teacher, man. He's
much better turning radius on this new Dragon Punch here.
Limber.
But regardless, not able to find the kill there. Going to be able to get out of this fight alive, though. That's huge, as his teammates have now come back, and they are looking for the take-back potential.
ChaoticZulu with a shield, moving himself away. Shield in response by Kami as well, holding off the barrier. JAKEB retreating under that to heal himself up. Healing totem should be up soon, keeping those boys alive and safe. Eager having the advantage here.
Yeah, it's just so much healing coming out of these Groks here if you're not able to kind of take these totems out early. Z1 Unknown is going to reflect back that Drogo's rocket here, preventing any further damage, any poke. They are going to get a pick. Wi-Fi all the way out, overextended a little bit, but is able to take out the enemy Victor without falling himself.
Rovaniik here in a bad spot. He's going to get taken down very quickly. Not how you want to approach that fight. You need to go into the air or come around the side.
That's
he just went straight into it, and he was kind of forced because there was not enough time to really make an adjustment. He had to make a play, but that was just not going to be anything successful for him. Eager to take the first game of the set.
Yeah, Ardent Frost looks so strong coming out, winning that first fight there, but absolutely shattered and unable to find any traction thereafter. This first game ending very quickly, just over 10 minutes here. Headed over to the scoreboard. We'll take a look at some of the slash lines.
Yeah, it was a very quick game. I say Eager probably, looking at it for me, Bitey stood out with his 12-4 performance, and of course Z1 Unknown with the 12-3 performance as well. Just very damaging characters, both getting above 48K. Bitey with the higher end of that, 55K himself, almost 56K. So showing again that Drogos is a serious meta pick here, seriously working in pretty much any team comp that picks him up with a very successful player there. And of course, Kami just doing a good job shielding, doing the basic Makoa thing.
Yeah, on the side of Ardent Frost, their TheFatPlum on the Androxus, kind of leading the charge there, as was to be expected, I guess we should say. Not always taking that top spot is Androxus anymore, but in this case, he was able to take that out with the 43k player damage. CombatStarfish struggling a little bit on this Grok here with the 0-9 slash line, only 500 credits to his name. Not a lot of damage on this Grok here. Actually, the bottom on his team, which is very kind of uncharacteristic as what we're used to seeing Grok able, when he's hitting effective chain line, he's able to get just so much damage. His clip damage and DPS is balanced around, being able to get a kill on its own. And when you spread that around to the teammate, it can spell a lot of damage, padding the stats very heavily.
Yeah, and it could be just good positioning, good positioning by the boys of Eager to be able to space themselves away so those bounces from his number 2, his right mouse button, is not basically attaching to all of them.
Sure.
It also could be the fact that CombatStarfish just isn't hitting his shot, so we'll have to pay attention to that next match. The one thing I did want to bring up was the Victor play on both sides didn't seem to be very impressive to me. Of course, Cacanuck with a 2-9-1 slash line, and Wi-Fi with a 5-5-13. Though Wi-Fi was on the winning team, probably a little easier to pad his stats with that. But Cacanuck didn't really seem to do much with the Victor, although it's a very good counter to the Z1 Unknown Androxus and the Drogos. I'd like to see Victor having a little bit more impact in these next matches.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if just that happens here heading into game number 2. Eager take a quick early lead over Ardent Frost, now up 1-0. We're going to throw you guys to a quick break as we get to the second game ready to go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Paladins, Champions of the Realm Summer Circuit Tournament. We're in the semifinals here, Eager versus Ardent Frost. Eager taking game 1, and now we're into game 2 of a best-of-3 set. Now, on the side of Eager, we've got Wi-Fi, we've got on the Victor Z1 Unknown onto the Androxus, JAKEB on the Grok, Bitey on the Drogos, and Kami on the Makoa.
Yep, no things changed on either side here. On the right side of the spectator UI will be Rovaniik fighting on that Drogos there, TheFatPlum on Androxus, Cacanuck on Victor, CombatStarfish once again on Grok, ChaoticZulu rounding things out again on Makoa, this time with a Haven, however.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is we're seeing the kill the heals, actually, from the burn cards being favored by the Victor, the Androxus, and the Grok on the side of Eager, which is a unique card for a lot of people to be picking up because it's all about last hits.
Yeah, sure. Eager did this last round. They're looking to snowball these fights, and when they do, they do it in spades. They take these fights very commandingly once they get these first picks, and it is going to be Bitey with that first blood.
On to Rovaniik there. Eager spacing it out now, moving in. JAKEB trying to find a kill. Androxus in the air, but TheFatPlum staying alive. The Drogos hit takes him down. Bitey with the kill onto the TheFatPlum, securing this point capture, at least for the time being, in the way of Eager. And it looks like ChaoticZulu on the backside trying to find, gets a pull, and pulls Victor off.
Boy.
Get pulled, boy.
ChaoticZulu just totally baiting that one out there, sitting. So what happened there, ladies and gentlemen, the way the hook works, once you connect with the target, you're free to rotate around as Makoa, and you will drop your target in front of you. So Canuck was standing on a railing, landed the hook onto Wi-Fi, and then looked off into the distance off the edge of the map and dropped him. Picking up the first pick here, looking to spin things around in favor of his team.
TheFatPlum, however, staying alive somehow. Bitey connecting, it looks like, getting the kill onto Wi-Fi. Actually, not on Wi-Fi, excuse me. Cacanuck, who still hasn't been able to make that Victor work, going 0-1 so far. Although that was his first death, it's going to cost them because now it's 1-0 towards Eager. Bitey getting taken down, however, by a nice pull again from ChaoticZulu.
Yeah, despite that first pick there, ChaoticZulu and the boys not able to find the win out of that one. A nice dragon punch from Bitey, kind of a rabbit punch, a little bit of a cheap shot snuck up on him in the back here. ChaoticZulu looking for it again, is going to be able to take Androxus, but this time, this character can fly. Yeah. He says, no, we ain't having none of that. So he just scoots his way back onto the map, back to safety of his team.
Yeah, that's the benefit.
Oh, but Bitey with the fire spin, it's going to give ChaoticZulu a taste of his own medicine, knocking that butt off the map. How you like it, son?
Oh, my God. How how do you like it? How does it feel? This fire spit coming out and knocking off ChaoticZulu. I was just going to comment about this, Nick. Why?
This is hilarious.
This is some very funny play, but isn't it very odd to see ChaoticZulu just holding down that point on the left side? I mean, he's not engaged in the payload fight or the point fight. It seemed a little odd for their main tank to be there.
So kind of for me, the fight was already lost. He was doing that for a pick, an early on pick, trying to get things back in his favor, and the capture point had already been taken when he was back over there again. So he's just looking to do what he can. There's no real fight to frontline for, so ChaoticZulu just looking for the picks.
ChaoticZulu again coming from the backside. However, he gets pulled by Cammy, trying to shell spin away. He does get it. However, JAKEB and Cammy have their sights on him. A full shield is going to come up. Shell shield's not going to save him. Ancient Rage just might, but Cammy has the same thing. He's like, I'm playing the same character, buddy. But Cammy gets taken down. Dragon Punch securing the kill. Unbelievable trade of events there, but it's still going in the way of Eager. No one's on the payload cart.
Yeah, huge barrage coming out. CombatStarfish going to be ring around the rosing right now, trying to get value out of this. Tempest not going to find any picks. They're finding some good damage onto JAKEB, but they are able to take him out without much of anything about it, and they are able to convert.
Hype. That was some high plays.
That was an awesome first round.
Unbelievable. ChaoticZulu with the pulls, and then I love the fire spit back, just sending him into the water.
Yeah.
Like, you're pulling my teammate. You did this twice? Okay, here, I got something for you. Bitey just showing a lot of control on the Drogos. And, of course, some morale boosts getting picked up on both sides. A very coveted burn card, allowing that ultimate to charge very fast. Some kill the heals as well on the side of Eager. And a few cauterizes coming out on the side of Ardent Frost.
Yeah, JAKEB going with the Chronos as opposed to the morale boost here, looking to kind of just get down as much totemic wards healing as he can here, not looking to take to the front line too much with that Tempest, as it will not be available quite as much. But both teams moving out here, looking forward to the aggression. The boys of Ardent Frost have taken the left flank as opposed to the right flank this time.
Exactly, and there's a bit of a pincer move potentially happening here. Bitey and Z1 Unknown going around the backside. Bitey taking the middle route, looking for a fire spit, doesn't land anything. Z1 Unknown coming in the backside. ChaoticZulu is waiting for him, however, and it looks like just a bit of a retreat from the side of Eager. But however, look, Eager takes the pull and gets Rovaniik down quickly. Bitey up into the air, gonna connect FatPlum. See you later. Back to base goes the Androxus on Ardent Frost.
Finding huge value. ChaoticZulu trying to get these hooks off the map again, but as a result, he's plucked out all by himself. Kami going to be able to hook him and roll him back into the boys. They're going to clean that one up. Now moving north of 75 points. This is going to be the second capture point one fight by Eager.
Rovaniik coming in trying to do something with a salvo, but it's not enough to change the events, and that is that Eager takes a 3-0 commanding lead in this second game set. So far, Ardent Frost haven't been able to find their way here. Still looking for a path to success, but not yet able to spot it out. It looks like Eager has the better end of it. ChaoticZulu being forced back, and Z1 Unknown, Bitey, and Wi-Fi just up pressuring so that the members of Ardent Frost can't get back and contest the payload.
I think you made a fair point here about ChaoticZulu not really playing as a front line. You know, the capture point fight hadn't been lost just yet, and we still saw him all the way over by himself, not providing a frontline presence for his team, trying to get the picks off the map. And that could spell a little bit of trouble for them. They need to kind of adjust here and work as a team.
Yeah, it's interesting. ChaoticZulu is just playing a little bit of a different. We're also seeing him pick up Tidal Grace 4, which is usually picked up in the third, or Tidal Grace 3, maybe 2, even 1s. We're seeing that a lot. He's going for the full shield absorption. So he's playing Makoa a little bit differently than we've seen some of the other characters, some of the other players, the pros here, play this champion, and it's not necessarily working out for his team.
Yeah, Cursed, I'm going to come out from the FatPlum trying to get value out of it, but Dragon Punch going to be winded up by Bitey. He's just going to go off the map, likely just headed back to safety here of his team. Yeah, ChaoticZulu just playing a little bit kind of that solo queue style Makoa as opposed to the competitive frontliner that we're seeing. Barrage going to come out, not finding a ton of value. Both teams just kind of at a little bit of an impasse here. The hook going to be clipped out a little bit on that payload there. Rovaniik going to be safe for now.
Kami just healing up in that shield. Of course, you're going to see the healing totem come up in there, but the Tempest comes out, looking to destroy the totem. It is going to take down that. He's not going to get pulled, however, but the FatPlum is very, very close. Wi-Fi going to try and sneak it behind, and he does. He gets the kill onto the FatPlum, and now the payload finally starts to push forward. Kami and JAKEB in the front line. Bitey goes in, but he gets taken out quickly by Rovaniik and ChaoticZulu. However, CombatStarfish goes to Ghost Walk, but it's not enough. Z1 Unknown takes him down before he has a chance to respond. Shell Spin going to save ChaoticZulu for a moment, but that moment is gone, and he gets taken down and Eager. 4-0 against the boys of Ardent Frost. This is, again, looking very dominating.
Yeah, really good reactive Ancient Rage coming out of Kami there, able to kind of out-sustain ChaoticZulu on that Makoa. He was taken out very quickly, and then Kami was just able to move forward with his increased HP pool, just keeping everyone zoned out into their spawn.
So what do you feel about Ardent Frost and the tactic in terms of their point fights? We saw them try a flank that was a little bit not very aggressive. Do you think they need to approach this in a different way? Is the flank working? Do they need to go straight towards the point?
I feel you. I feel you on that. It feels like Eager's allowed to just walk in as 5
Right.
and take whatever they want as far as positioning on these points here. I want to see Ardent Frost get aggressive, get in there, mix it up, put Eager on their put them on their toes, and listen like they're looking to do just that with this Dragon Punch.
And it does take out Kami. Kami goes down with the one-hit KO from Drogos. However, he gets taken down as well. Rovaniik will be back to base, but that's a big trade. They take out the Makoa.
That is absolute value. That is precisely what they're looking for. Dragon Punch being a percentage damage-based ultimate. The higher value targets will give you higher value, and they were taking out the sole frontliner of Eager there with that.
Yeah, that's huge. Kami is still back because of the relatively early and low respawn so far. However, CombatStarfish healing his team up. It's essentially a 5v5 still, and Kami is trying to get himself back in, but he gets destroyed as he makes his attempt. Bitey going to go into the Dragon Punch, but gets killed. And finally,
it's beautiful.
Ardent Frost get themselves on the board.
That's exactly what I wanted to see out of them. They came out swinging this time. They did not allow Eager to get set up, did not allow them to take whatever they wanted in terms of positioning here, and as a result, they're able to get themselves on the board. Ardent Frost now with their first points.
Really nice salvo coming out on the side of Rovaniik, pushing it, just spacing it out. Z1 Unknown in the air, trying to find a target. Needs to get around the corner, though. It's going to be a bit of a stall. Both teams sizing each other up, trying to figure out the best search, the best way to approach this. Bitey goes in for a Dragon Punch, but he misses it.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting to see kind of how Ardent Frost gets a nice hook, tries to throw Z1 Unknown off the map, but yet again, Androxus, one of the flight characters in this game, so he's able to just get out of that. Dragon's Fury going to be shut down very early on Wi-Fi with the barrage, able to actually take out the Grok. Ghostwalk must have been on cooldown as he was just taken out with a barrage of his own. Will be coming back. Cacanuck trying to get the value, but as a result, JAKEB is going to be hooked off the map.
See you later.
ChaoticZulu is all day with these, but in response,
how's the water?
Gets the TheFatPlum, but the Androxus didn't have the flight available to him.
How's the water, son? Tell me, come on in.
This
the water's fine. This is hilarious. ChaoticZulu, but he gets reverse pulled and gets CC'd out, and he falls off the map as well. Oh my God, I feel like these players should have been playing a Cassie or something. I mean,
this is awesome.
They are loving this mechanic, and it's so exciting to see this introduced. This was not a part of the game before this patch, and you could see just these new maps with the potential to knock people off create such a more interesting dynamic and options for these players to use to destroy their opponents.
Yeah, both teams making great use of all the new mechanics now at their disposal here. A little bit pincered out here is ChaoticZulu and Cacanuck on this Victor here. Caught between a rock and a hard place here. Bitey's going to go up, get the high ground Anakin over them here, just pressuring them out. All four members, excuse me, of Eager have moved forward to push them. Bitey looking for the fire spit, trying to knock this Victor off the map.
Yeah, and it looks like ChaoticZulu is finally coming out. He's got the shield as well. CombatStarfish, the Grok. But it looks like Kami pulls him off. Not caught between a rock and a hard place. Caught between a rock and a turtle. And that's not where you want to get caught in this batch because he'll just throw you off the ledge. ChaoticZulu straddling as well. Going to try and get Kami, and he does.
God, this is just a bloodbath over here. The Tempest is going to be popped in response. Is going to take out ChaoticZulu on that Makoa there, and no one can make any progress here because they're just getting hooked off the cliffside. Both teams playing this so heavily.
I mean, also, it's no one's trying to make any progress. It's like, okay, you hooked me.
They're just having too much fun.
I'm going to go ahead and try and hook you. I don't care. I mean, payload? What is a payload? I just want to hook this guy.
It's just a matter of respect at this point. Both players not want to be the team that got hooked off the map more, so both Makoa is just prioritizing knocking them off.
Here's the problem, though. ChaoticZulu knows he can hook a couple people, but it's like a one-trick pony. You're not going to win the battle because you've hooked 8 people in a row.
It's an easy way to get that first pick.
Right. But they need to push the payload. They need to win. They need to progress. This is a weird. It's not the most effective strategy. He needs to be helping shield with CombatStarfish healing totem inside that Makoa shield, helping to push that payload and giving his carries an opportunity. It's silly. It's funny, but it's not effective in winning this game.
Yeah, Kami able to kind of get the return picks there, hooking people off the cliff, so showing he knows how to do it well, and that basically canceled out whatever ChaoticZulu was trying to do there. He was able to get the return pick. Neither team going straight onto the point here, though. Both teams trying to outflank each other.
But this is the problem with this flank. Kami just goes onto the point.
Yeah.
JAKEB's on the point as well.
Kind of what we've seen before. Eager is just able to take favorable positioning, getting the early lead here in this capture point.
I mean, this is, but now they are and if JAKEB goes down, this could be a big play. A nice ultimate by Cacanuck. However, it's not going to take down JAKEB. He is still alive. Wi-Fi returns with an ultimate, forcing Rovaniik into the air, and no one is on the point at time being, CombatStarfish slowly trying to advance the front line for his team.
Yeah, but they're able to get another pick on a Bitey. Now 1 pick to 2 in favor. Ancient Rage going to be popped by Kami to keep him alive here. ChaoticZulu does not have it available to him. He is going to fall. Now they've found 3 picks on the side of Ardent Frost. Kami getting so much value, much more value than we're used to seeing out of these Ancient Range. Finding 2 picks on the backside of that gorgeous Ancient Range. Going to take the capture point, zoning back in favor of Eager.
Now let's look at the ultimates that Ardent Frost have available. It's simply the Grok Tempest.
Yeah,
and that's all that is going to matter. So we'll see how this play is. Grok, expect Grok to get in there and very, very quickly. He's going to have some support from his team. ChaoticZulu, again, nowhere near the point. This is a big mistake, in my opinion. But look, the Grok Tempest comes out. He gets his several kills. Only Kami is available. ChaoticZulu now. But his carry, Androxus, goes down. And now this should be Z1 Unknown finishing it up. And that's going to be the game set.
Yep, so a lot of things coming out. A lot of kills falling in both for both teams in that last fight. Neither one able to take really a convincing lead there, but it came down to Eager just being more favorably positioned on the point for me.
Absolute GG, however, to both teams. It was very, very entertaining. Very good for you watching at Twitch at home or on your mobile device. I mean, that had to be a fun one to spectate. I know we had a really fun time with that. I've never seen so many pulls in one match, and especially with the Drogos Expectorate now, that's another component besides his ultimate being up so much and the salvos that make him valuable on these maps with the ability to knock people off. Again, for me, the biggest standout, not to be negative Nancy here, but to look at ChaoticZulu and the way he approached this fight, I saw Kami being very, very diligent, very good about shielding for his team, heading up and getting in the right positions. Now, although ChaoticZulu had more shielding than Kami and more damage, it felt like he didn't play his role as that tank frontline as well as Kami did. And I think that left them a little bit off balance in a lot of these point captures. Yeah,
but to that note, Ardent, he played it very well. So Ardent Frost have a couple of options here moving forward. They can recognize the fact that ChaoticZulu plays this kind of solo queue pick style Makoa very well and look to kind of make the adjustment, maybe put CombatStarfish on a Fernando, another frontliner here, as he did not have a very great impact on this Grok. So maybe, as opposed to just making ChaoticZulu play a playstyle he's not really comfortable with, not maybe as good with, they could look to transition one of their other more underperforming members into that frontliner role.
I think the difference is Kami's shielding was all on the point. ChaoticZulu shielding was all off fighting somewhere else. And that's what really matters. They have no other shielding on their team, so they had no point shielding. And that is why I think they continued to lose that fight. However, it was a very good play by both of those teams. Shout-outs to Z1 Unknown for going 22, 2, and 17 with 86,000 damage, top damage in the entire game. Carrying Eager to the finals. We'll see, because they're going to be facing against Match Point, the winners of all 5 weeks of the Summer Circuit in North America. If Eager can somehow find a way to get themselves their first victory and dethrone the Kings.
Yep, congratulations nonetheless to Ardent Frost for defeating Ronan and making it thus far. We will be right back with that finals action. That'll be casted by Vox and Rain Day.